Alaikum. Jazakallah khair, Doctor. This is a comment, and inshallah for everybody to maybe to put some organization into putting together the lessons. One of the things that is leading the Western world forward is fi sabilillah. Maybe they don't do it fi sabilillah, but Wikipedia is something that in our eyes is fi sabilillah. People going into Wikipedia and giving definitions, explanations, information about stuff for free. A lot of software is out there, they call it open source software. It's something that is for free for you, that you see on the internet. This is something that actually I think is compulsory for us. We have to do it. It's just a matter of putting some organization into it. And what I mean by organization, a lot of times you go into those help software, help internet websites to look for a lesson plan, and you search, it gives you a lesson plan for something specific. That is good, but I think if we somehow stick to some kind of standards, and through those standards you get everything connected to, so you can connect to the standard from the Qur'an, I think that would be more organized for the teachers and much easier to implement, inshallah, because all you have to do is look at your objectives and connect to the objectives from the Qur'an. That's just a suggestion, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
Yeah, I just want to use to expand a little bit on the comment about I think the time has come for Muslims to have their own models based on the Quran. We go and see books and articles and research and seminars and all over the world about education, but they keep it changing. One day you have biology course. Why? Because they get the knowledge of Allah and they cut it this way, and they take this called biology. And then somebody say, well, no, biology doesn't stand by itself. I think it should be connected to medicine. You see what I mean? And somebody say, no, actually it could be connected to engineering. So they come up with a new science, biomedical engineering, with a new boundary. You see what I mean? So they keep changing boundaries, and it's understood, because they don't understand that what they are studying is the molecule at the bottom that works in a very interesting way, and this molecule is called the ayah. So if we go to the molecule and begin with the seed of the tree, as a matter of fact, this project could be likened to a tree. The tree has root and has fruit, right? So the root is in the Quran, Telawah. The fruit is Tazkiyah. If you have a tree with root and no fruit, it doesn't sound even English proper. So we have to combine. We have to have a tree that has roots in the Quran, and it has knowledge, stem and branches of the branches, and leaves on the branches of the branches, and then the flowers, and then the fruit. So a kid going through the Muslim school and he does not know Allah, he has not studied anything. If the kid doesn't go complete the school, and he knows that yes, it's indeed Allah exists, not just something we study, it's really indeed, and I got to be careful, I'm going to meet him and he will ask me, and then he will change his behavior, and he will change his attitude, and he will become a driving force in the khairiyah of Islam that the whole world needs. I'm sorry, brother, here.
Yeah, there is a very common understanding or common concept. People think when you look at fiqh ruling, for example, if it's not in the Quran, then you go to the Sunnah. Actually, none of the scholars ever said that. They said they go hand to hand. The ruling is in the Quran, but the application and how to apply that particular ruling in the Quran is in the Sunnah. And you will see it. I see it every day. Like even in how you understand certain ayah. We make a lot of mistakes by everybody reading the ayah the way he wants to understand, and try to look for a meaning without really seeing what the ayah means in application of the life of the prophets. Just a quick example. For example, stealing. You read the Quran, it say, for example, a person who steals, his hand is cut. Without really looking at the application and how the Prophet did it, you think any thief his hand is cut, but when you go to the application of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find it really it was a system telling people, because before Prophet a poor used to steal, his hand is not cut. A weak person used to steal, his hand is cut. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought justice, but in reality, actually, if there was any kind of temptation, his hand is not cut. If he was hungry, his hand is not cut. Robbery, his hand is not cut. If he's nahib, if he works in a bank and he steals the money, or if he's a governor and steals the money, his hand is not cut. But all these application and really the meaning of the ayah can never be driven, even if the ayah is very clear. So the understanding of if it's not in the Qur'an, then you go to the Sunnah is not really right way of looking at it. Every ruling that's in the Qur'an must be followed and understood from how the Prophet ﷺ applied it in the Sunnah.
Hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatih." You know, if you don't turn quickly to this idea, quite frankly, I don't know. I don't think he will be. You'll be taking the amana seriously, because you're spending one more day teaching the non-Islamic models. The time has come, and thank you once more, and may Allah bless you and guide you and give you happiness in this world and hereafter. And a special thanks once more to good Sir Magda. I don't know how she did it. You guys just came out of certification, and alhamdulillah, well done, mashallah. My knowledge, I've been with Sir Magda for some years. She's been always number one in every aspect, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khair, inshallah. Sir Magda would like to conclude the sermon. Sir Magda will.
In introducing Dr. Saleh, we left out many, many years of his experience and his travels overseas. You were also in Medina. Were you? No? Alhamdulillah. And many years in Canada as an administrator. I want to remind everybody to please do the evaluations that he left in your packets and turn them in so that he can continue to work on his presentations. And inshallah, we will continue to interact with him. And the problem always is, after these workshops, is not as much follow-up as there should be. I know this is my second time to listen to it, and I have not submitted anything to his website. All of us have a lot of things I think we can offer him, but we have to remind each other to share, because otherwise teachers elsewhere will not get it. And a lot of teachers at other schools don't do these kinds of workshops, and they never meet anybody from outside, and they stick to a very rigid way of teaching. And if we can share with them, inshallah, and help them, it's always a benefit. Jazakumullah khair, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Muslim Educators. MuslimEducators.com. I will put it on your certificates, inshallah. MuslimEducators.com. Assalamu alaikum.